The Retrospec June is a hybrid inflatable stand-up paddleboard and kayak designed specifically for anglers. It's chock full of onboard features and included accessories to make your SUP angling easier. And keeping with Retrospec's mission to get more people outdoors, the June is sold at a very approachable price point. The June uses Retrospec's AirGlide Fusion dual-layer construction for a durable build with time-tested materials and techniques. Inside the June is a basic 6-inch knitted drop stitch core, and the fabric layers are coated with PVC material to make it airtight, and then a second layer of reinforced PVC is fusion laminated to the first using heat and pressure. The edges of the board are glued together with an internal rail layer, and that inner layer is covered with another outer layer of PVC to protect it and provide additional rigidity. At its maximum pressure and with 170 pounds of weight, the June bent 1.9 inches in our bend test, which is right around what we expect from Retrospec's construction based on its other boards. While paddling the June normally, standing on the board, and even moving around, I didn't notice much flex unless I was specifically looking for it. Bouncing on the board did produce a moderately high amount of flex, and it did have a springy feeling rebound. I could feel the board flexing a little bit during faster and harder paddling, but it wasn't the biggest issue with paddling quickly compared to just the large size of the board. The June is 11.5 feet long and 36 inches wide. It weighs just over 28 pounds, and it has a maximum weight capacity of 320 pounds. Retrospec has always included a great kit of accessories and features with their boards, but they've really outdone themselves with the June. The June is completely ready to rig for whatever fishing adventures you have in mind. On the front, there's a threaded GoPro action mount, a very large front cargo area, 2 threaded action mounts closer to the standing area, an 18-inch fish ruler printed right on the deck of the board. The large standing area in the middle has 2 side handles rather than 1 center handle to keep the middle of the board clear for your feet or for the kayak seat. Scotty-compatible mounting system towards the rear, and another medium-sized cargo bungee at the tail. The June also has Retrospec's Easy Link system for both the shoulder sling to help carry the board and to attach the included kayak seat. Under the board, there's a D-ring at the nose to use with an anchor, and in the tail, Retrospec includes their standard 3-fin setup with slide-in fin boxes. The Retrospec June comes with a large kit of accessories, including the nylon backpack, inflatable kayak seat, 3-piece aluminum paddle with additional paddle blade to convert for kayaking, a padded shoulder strap, a waterproof phone bag, 2 adjustable fishing rod holders, ankle leash, 3 fins, the single-chamber hand pump, and the repair and maintenance kit. This is a great kit overall, with the only real downside being the aluminum paddle. Aluminum paddles are heavy, and the aluminum is also more susceptible to bending, and in fact, while putting the June through our standard array of tests, the paddle bent as soon as I started doing our speed test, preventing me from being able to continue to test its maximum and sprinting speeds. At 36 inches wide, the June is the largest single-person iSUP that Retrospec makes, and it's extremely stable thanks to both its width and its very boxy midsection shape. The June stays very stable even in mild chop conditions, and it doesn't have any twitch or roll. And while the wide boxy shape gives it good stability, the lightweight construction does have some flex, which makes it feel not quite as stable as some other 36-inch wide boards that we've tested. Rocking the board side to side felt stable and secure, and it was actually a little tricky to hold the board on its edge because it is so large and has so much volume. Now, with a fishing SUP designed for maximum stability and cargo capacity, the big trade-off here is going to be speed. The wider design is just a little bit more difficult to paddle and a little bit harder to get it going. It's not a board that's designed for sprinting or really moving that fast at all, and at a casual 25 strokes per minute, I was able to get the board moving around 3.5 miles per hour, and that is pretty good for a board of this size. However, the overall glide efficiency was fairly low at just 1.6 board lengths per stroke before it would slow down. That's a little bit below average, but considering the board's width and stability and what it's designed for, it's really not too much of a downside. One thing that June does perform in very well is its maneuverability. For an 11.5 foot board, I didn't expect it to be as easy to turn as it was. In our agility test, it took just under 6 forward sweep strokes, using the paddle in a large arc from nose to tail, to turn the June in a full circle from a standstill. That's quicker than what we see for an average all-around paddleboard, much less one that's 11.5 feet long. With the excellent maneuverability test out of the way, I was a little worried at how the June would handle in our tracking test. But after 10 paddle strokes on a single side, we found that the June would only end up off course by an average of around 18 degrees, which is just a little bit off from our total average range of the test, and is actually quite similar to Retrospec's Weekender Plus. And while the tracking performance wasn't quite as good as some of our other larger fishing SUPs, it actually did quite well for its size. And the June is a full hybrid kit, and it does include both an inflatable kayak seat and a conversion for the paddle to be used while sitting. On the water, the conversion system feels solidly connected to the board. The paddle is not length adjustable as a kayak paddle, nor can you change the feather angle, but it works well enough for casual use. Overall, I think the Retrospec June Fishing paddleboard is a great option for anglers on a budget. Retrospec's mission of making nature second nature for everyone is not just an ideal for the company, but it is something they are actually delivering on. The June Fishing SUP has an impressive set of features on the board and included accessories. It's stable enough for paddlers of all sizes and skill levels. It has decent performance on the water. It comes with a full kayak conversion kit for those who'd like to sit and paddle or sit and fish, and it does it all at a very reasonable price.